Well, first of all, thank you for coming over, Mom. So, for you guys watching, this here is my amazing mom. And, a lot of what we do here at Native Path is we help women age gracefully. We recently did a survey, and most of our audience members are women over 60. That's what that survey showed us. And a lot of these women, they don't like to hear me and what I have to say. They want to hear real life stories from women who are actually going through it, who are having health challenges and getting positive results. So I thought I'd invite my mom over and we could kind of talk about some of the things that you've been through, because you have been through the ringer, like the conventional healthcare ringer, and had a lot going on with you. So why don't we start with some of the first challenges that you started having, maybe like what was it, 6-7 years ago? When it started getting tough?
2008. After having injections in my back for about a year, which didn't work anymore, we had to do back surgery. And it was pretty extensive. I have a cage in my back. And it was a 2-day surgery. And they went in front and side. And so it was 2 days. And I had a really hard recovery from that. But the thing is, that was in late 2008, and early 2008, I was supposed to have this back surgery. Well, for some reason, I fell in my kitchen the morning of and passed out. Broke my hip, and then my husband took me to the emergency room, and our doctor did a MRI and found out I had brain aneurysm. Oh boy, that put off the back surgery. So I had a broken hip, and I had a long recovery from the aneurysm and the broken hip. And so the end of 2008, I was able to do my back surgery finally, which I was in pain the whole time because my back hurt still. And that was the first surgery I had. And then I had rotator cuff operation, and that went fine. But then I tore it again, and I've tore it again now, so it's broken again. So we're just going to deal with that, just lift it up. But I've had numerous surgeries, but the one that really was hard was the knee surgery. I had knee surgery on my right leg. That was 2012 or something like that. But it was loose. I'd always wobble. Well, what it was doing was hurting my other knee, and it made it really bad. So I went to the doctor, and he said, this knee's worse than that knee. So we did the left knee. That one went absolutely great. So we're going to do a redo on my right knee, and it went really bad. I had a titanium rod in my hip, and they put metal in my knee, which got infected, and it was really bad.
That was a tough year.
It was horrible. It was horrible. Yeah. Well, Chad came to see me in the hospital, and he can see what I was going through.
That was a Methodist hospital too, right?
Yes, yeah. Yes, and it was horrible. They said that if I did not get something done, because it got really bad infected, like within the next day, I was going to lose my leg. So we elected to have everything removed, or actually the doctor just removed part of it, I guess. I don't know. But it continued to get infected, stay infected, and my organs started shutting down at some point. And so I can't remember because it was such a daze, but we left that hospital and went to another one, and I got a doctor there that was taking care of me as far as infectious disease. But in the meantime, we had taken out, I had 5 operations on that knee that year. They had to take out the titanium rod out of my hip, and then take everything out of the knee, everything. So I was in a wheelchair for probably 9 months and couldn't walk. It was not a good year.
Couldn't do all the fun things. Couldn't go on vacations. Couldn't get on the boat.
Nothing. No. But one day, I remember Chad and my youngest son, they had literally picked me up and put me on the boat.
That's right. I remember that.
That was a really good day. We had a great time. But I felt like, what a horrible, horrible thing this is. I don't want to live like this, you know?
Yeah. And how did that pain kind of impact you emotionally?
Well, it's hard to sit there in pain, and you just have to say to yourself, I am going to get better. And just keep telling yourself that, because it just hurts so bad. And I didn't want to take a lot of pain pills. And everybody says, oh, you'll get addicted. Well, I didn't get addicted, but I didn't want to take them either. But you have to at some point. So anyway, I'm healed from that event, I would call it.
And there's been some other troubles cardiovascular wise too, right?
Yes. I have AFib, and I guess it's very common. A lot of people have AFib. So I'm on Xarelto to keep my blood from clotting, and I have a monitor in my chest to monitor my AFib. And I just saw the heart doctor yesterday or the day before, and he said I'm doing fine, but I'm just in AFib like for extensive time sometimes, and that's not good. So anyway, I'm also very prone to accidents. So probably about 6 weeks ago, I was going to the bathroom in the middle of the night, and my door was open, and I ran right into it. And it really hurt my jaw. It's probably still showing. It's still bruised. And I broke my bridge, which we're now going to have implants. It just goes on and on. Well, 2 weeks after that incident, I was going to the boat with my other son and grandson on a walkway that went up on me, and I fell and hit my head. And we're working on that. That's the last thing I have going here.
That's a lot, Mom.
That doesn't mean I hadn't even talked about the feet,
Well, so something I want to point out is something that I saw to be very common with my patients in the outpatient clinic is that because you started having back pain. That's kind of where this started.
Yes.
You started having back pain, and then you weren't moving very well.
Right.
And then you had a fall, and then something fractured, and then something else got worse because you weren't moving as much. And people often don't think about these pains as signs that like something kind of needs to change. And
exactly.
As soon as you have that pain, you want to address it aggressively beforehand, before it gets worse, because when you have surgery, you have to go under anesthesia all the time.
Right.
The body doesn't really like that, doesn't respond well to that. It's best to avoid those surgeries if you can and address the pain as naturally as possible. So
that's for sure.
Yeah.
It just goes on. I always take a sheet with me because I can't remember all the medications I'm taking and how many operations I've had and when because the doctors always ask all these questions. You're going, really? So I take the sheet and I just give it to them. And this one doctor, he came in and he looked at it and he says, "Lady, you look a lot better in person than you do on paper, I tell you."
Yeah.
And I was thought, well, thank you, I guess, but I had to joke about it,
Yeah.
It was pretty funny. But he said, okay. I said, thank you very much.
Yeah. And also, kind of what I was saying, like the pain needs to be addressed naturally as best as possible. One of the things I found that works best for that is pain relief exercises and good nutrition and things that decrease inflammation. When you were going to the doctors with these issues, were you given any advice by them on good ways of eating or decreasing nutrition or decreasing inflammation or
none
anything like that?
Oh no, they would never do that. They give you a pill prescription. That's what they give you. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is one of the main reasons why we have a health crisis in our country is that when we have a symptom, we numb it and we mask it so we don't feel it, but we don't ask ourselves like, why is this happening?
Right.
Like if I took my thumb, right, and I started beating it with a hammer, right, and the thumb was really inflamed. The conventional approach might be, well, and it hurt real bad. The conventional approach might be like, let's inject it with something so I don't feel the pain.
Right.
Or maybe like if it keeps getting worse, let me like amputate it so like it's not a problem anymore.
Or take a pill.
Or take a pill, you know. But the issue is like, why am I beating the thumb so hard? You know, it's getting to the root of the problem, and it's the real reason why we're having this health crisis. And I think that your generation, and specifically women, have fallen prey to this more than anybody else. And it's all over the commercials and you're marketed this stuff like, just take this one thing and this pill, this medication, and it can get rid of it. You know, rather than giving you something natural that can help.
What I found is they give you a pill, and then you have a reaction or something else happens because you're taking that pill. It just goes on and on and on. Then you have to take a lot of pills because it's just...
then you have the long list.
Yeah.
These are all the things I got.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, like, the body's not operating normally.
That's right.
You know, you need a pill for your eyes, you need a pill for your ears, you need a pill for your stomach, you know.
Yeah. You take this pill and go, oh, well, now that pill is making, break out or something. So, take something for that. And then that causes something else, and it goes on and on.